So that's why we really think it's a very nice thing to take the pictures beneath these painted walls without philosophy. Same day we went to another school in Peshawar, and in this school there were very young female coaches, and these coaches, they had a strong dream and they were allowed to have these dreams. And I think this is so important because these Afghan young women, their dream was to become an Olympic athlete, to create an Olympic volleyball team for the Afghan nation, and I think that's a very strong dream. But to reach this dream, they really engaged all all the kids in the school and tried to teach them volleyball and badminton. And they were not really doing this only at school. When they came home, they involved their family, their friends, and they involved the whole community where they lived, because they really believe in that sport and play really does something with your body and your mind and makes you stronger, more confident. And you could really tell that it does on these female coaches. They were just great.
When kids play in Norway, they also make a lot of noise. And I think that was just the same as I feel when I see a lot of children in Norway play. And that was also very good to see, because they behave just as kids all over the world behave. And that's important to know. So I think that was just very good to see that they was crowding and saying, oh, hello, come to me, I want it, and next is my time. And that's the way we're playing. So that's good. It's just the way they should be.
When Julie and Deborah was playing with the kids, I was trying to take some pictures, and I'm always looking for the impression in the kids' faces, because in those faces I see a lot of joy and happiness, and they were so into this game, and they wanted to show us that they really had learned it, and they were good, and that they were good in it. So I'm looking for that when I'm taking the picture, so I can bring that happiness and joy, the happy and safe children's. It's so nice to bring it home and show it to everybody. So maybe we can get some more support from the northern countries, so these kids and even more kids can have a better world.
Yeah, that was very nice. I know that Deb is a badminton player, and I also know that Julie liked tennis. So it was very great to see how they was playing together, and that the girls that was playing together was very enthusiastic and really tried to do it good. But I also recognized all the children was sitting besides and watching with their eyes, looking really what's happening, and when some of their own was doing it very well, they was clapping very much and they was smiling over the face, and I like that very much. I think that was a really good involvement.
On the other school we visited, there was a session about HIV and AIDS, and the teacher, she had found information about this on the internet, and she tried to learn to teach the kids what this was all about.
And that was tremendous to see. The teacher, who's also an assistant coach, she stood up there and gave a brief lesson on HIV/AIDS and prevention techniques, and then the girls split into two groups and they brainstormed on ways that you could get HIV/AIDS and ways that you could prevent it, and then they each stood up and gave a presentation to each other.
But what I registered, was that this was very focused on vaccinations and stuff like that, and maybe not so much on the way they really can have this disease.
And I recognized that they were sitting and drawing, and they was never looking up. They was doing their work very hard. They seemed to be a little shy when we were standing over them, but it was so beautiful works, and they were so concentrated to do the work. And if I have understand the coaches, they have chosen to sit drawing this day because they could do whatever they want, because it was a special play day. So somebody want to play, somebody want to draw, somebody want to do different things. That was also very good to see that they can choose between a lot of different activities. I play with Laila, my sister with the same name, and I love it. I think that was very great. She was so enthusiastic. I never played badminton myself, so it was a little opportunity for me to try it. But I think the match between us, it was really involvement, and I feel that we both had a very nice time together, and we want to fight against to do it best. So I like that very much. First of all, I know that Laila is an Arabic name, so it's a common name here, because last year I also went to Palestine, and I had the same feeling there, that when I said my name is Laila, it's do something with the other people. Oh, your name is Laila. My name is Laila. Oh, Laila is very common to say. And I feel then it became more close contact at once. They feel I was very close to them. It was not so foreign. It was very common. And it's easier to communicate when they feel, oh, she's Laila. I'm Laila too. So it's very nice to come here and meet all this Laila.
Today we returned to a school that we visited yesterday and had the opportunity again to meet with parents, just as we did in Kuwaita. Once again, no cameras were allowed into the room. It was all women. We met with 12 different mothers, as well as a number of teachers, so it was all women that were in the room. Again, it was an incredible experience. For them, they at first had questions about sport and play activities for their children. They felt it would be a waste of their time, that it wasn't aligned with their cultural beliefs. But they are seeing their children come home with greater energy. They are seeing their children show up at school more regularly because of the sport and play activities. They are feeling that their children are teaching them lessons about health through the Live Safe, Play Safe activities. They're washing their hands more, they're brushing their hair, they're taking much better care of their bodies. So the mothers felt very strongly that the sport and play activities were a positive for their children. A limitation that came up in the meeting is that while the sport and play activities can happen inside the school, within the community itself, again, a very traditional community of Afghan refugees, sport and play activities outside of the school were not really endorsed. So they were very happy that their children could come to a place where they could engage in sport and play, and they were seeing their children every day grow stronger, happier, healthier, which for them was very important because they still hope to return home to Afghanistan, and they want their children to be strong when they return home. We've had the opportunity to visit a refugee camp just outside of Peshawar, and again the cameras were not allowed inside to the camp. It was a very small school, but it was a school where about 800 boys went and 900 girls in a very tiny space. They had tried to run red ball child play activities. Again, the circumstances are very difficult, very dire, but they did not have parental support. So they were running the activities once or twice a week at the most, and only with a few children. So while they appreciated the opportunity to do the little that they could, there really were very strong limitations within the community still with respect to sport and play. So it was a great opportunity to visit the teachers, talk with the principal, and understand more about that. But we also understand that we can't push, it needs to be pulled forward. So it was great to meet with the community and the children, and then we went on to whatever happened next.